Hi, I'm Terrence O'Hanlon, CEO and publisher at Reliability Web and Uptime Magazine. In December 2013, it was our pleasure to introduce Uptime Elements, Reliability Framework and Asset Management System. Some of the reasons that we created it and introduced it is to provide an alternative to the technical implementations that we'd been seeing for reliability. In essence, the technical implementation approach that we've been seeing to most reliability improvement projects had been failing 70% or more of the time to create sustainable business success. Most organizations had been looking at reliability strictly from a technical lens, and obviously we see it in a more holistic sense from a technical activities, also including a foundation of leadership, and then aligned to the business processes, and all of that done over the entire asset's life cycle. But not only that, it's built on a cornerstone of human values of integrity, human values of authenticity, human values of responsibility, and human values of an aim working at something that's bigger than oneself. So sort of you combine all of that into one space. And what we're finding is that organizations that are tying this into their strategy, their long-term strategy, are finding it easier to advance reliability because reliability is not really a maintenance initiative. Or maybe another way to look at it or say it is that reliability is not a maintenance only initiative. You know, a lot of organizations approach improvements in reliability as if it is a maintenance initiative. You know, maybe one reason for that is that obviously unreliability has to be owned by some part of the organization, and usually that defaults to the maintenance organization. Someone has to respond when the equipment is down, and they've got to get the equipment back up. You know, in our opinion, maintenance is restoration, maintenance is renewal, maintenance is replacement, and they're very good at what they do for the most part. But our discovery is that people across the organization are responsible for unreliability. So even though maintenance is responding and bringing the equipment back up online, it's people across the organization that are adding defects that are creating that unreliability. So we really need a cross-functional approach to reliability. So in order to get an empowered and engaged cross-functional approach, we need a common language across the organization, and really using a framework like Uptime Elements provides that common language. So whether we're talking to people in purchasing, or whether we're talking to people in operations, or whether we're talking to people in engineering, or whether we're talking to people in HR or human capital management, or whether we're talking to people in senior management, we're able to share a common language rather than having it simply isolated in the maintenance department. So that people have a common understanding of what's needed to achieve reliability or failure-free operation. This affects safety in a significant way. This affects environmental sustainability in a significant way. This affects cost in a significant way, and this affects profitability and production output in a significant way. It affects every aspect of the business in a significant way. So worth looking at from a cross-functional situation anyway. We generally do this through what we call inquiry. We like to have conversations with the stakeholders across the organization and really invite them to consider from their perspective, what is reliability? What's their role in reliability? Why would they even consider reliability? Why is reliability important to them? Why is reliability important to the organization? When we work in inquiries, it really opens up conversation. It opens up possibilities for collaboration. It opens up possibilities for discovery. You know, much of what happens in sort of going to new areas or getting new knowledge in our industry has to do with knowledge transfer. And knowledge transfer is very important, and there's a big component in what we call the body of knowledge around Uptime Elements that does relate to knowledge transfer. But there's another part of it that relates to practice. In other words, practice being an engaged and empowered reliability leader, you know, so that you can actually turn it into action. You know, so many times training courses and knowledge transfer courses, 90% of it is evaporated and gone within 30 days. That's because it's very difficult to turn knowledge into action. You know, leadership at the end of the day is all about action, reliability leadership, and this framework is really nothing if it's not about action. And that's what it's all about. And so we start with the individual. We think that change is at an organizational level begins with change at an individual level. So if we have enough people taking a stand for reliability, and we have a context of reliability for everyone with no one left behind, very analogous to how safety is handled at your organization. It's safety for everyone with no one left behind. Reliability is exactly the same way. Safety for everyone with no one left behind. Reliability for everyone with no one left behind. That we can engage people across the organization at a minimum to stop adding defects to the system, ideally to help us start removing defects from the system, so that maintenance can do its job, continue to proactively plan and respond to failures, create a strategy so that we have a failure elimination view, and we can really get to eventually failure-free operation. And have highly reliable operations. Highly reliable operations are safe operations. Highly reliable operations are environmentally sustainable operations. Highly reliable operations are low-cost operations. Highly reliable operations are high-profit operations. So there's a lot of reasons to learn the practices, but these are not simply practices. These are a way of thinking. These are a way of behaving. These are a way of acting. So we really invite you to learn more about Uptime Elements. It's a system, it's a framework, it's a language, it's a way of knowing, it's a way of being, and it's a way of doing. And you can go as deep into them as you would like, including and up to the CRL, Certified Reliability Leader examination, the CRL Black Belt program, which involves validation from your own management, validation from your financial people in your organization, as well as validation from an external community member who's certified as a CRL to earn various domain belts. Ultimately, once you receive 5 domain belts, you can earn a black belt, which really recognizes you as a reliability and asset management expert. So I know that was a lot of information, but it is a video. You can press rewind and watch it as many times as you would like. We have a learning management system online that delivers individualized lessons in each one of these. We have one-day overview workshops live. We have 4-day detailed workshops which have a lot of simulations and exercises. We have a reliability leadership game, which allows you to really practice with people inside your company reliability leadership that are scenario-based. So learn more about it. Give us a call, talk to one of the client success leaders, or go to reliabilityleadership.com or subscribe at reliabilityweb.com. My name's Terrence O'Hanlon. I hope I get a chance to work with you sometime soon, and it's a pleasure talking to you. Be a reliability leader.